Alright, I apologize. Can't do anything. Live in a loud family, etc. It is a later stream. What is this? Like, what happens if I put this? Oh, ew. Gotta put you down here and just hide that. I was just curious to see what that was. But anyway, let's go ahead and go public here. Like, what happened? So y'all can see I've been trying to spam out the impressions on Twitter. Tracy McGrady is saying that he'll. Okay. At first, when I was reading this, I was like, okay. My last take. Again, not saying that this is not a little bit of a hot take. Again, it's not that easy to predict the MVP. But, not the hardest take in the world. I think he's probably near the favorites. Like, he's probably top five favorite. Okay, in season tournament MVP, that's a pretty bold claim. I mean, we saw the Knicks do it, but we didn't really see any other teams do it. He's gonna sweep. T Mac also predicts them to get a championship. But yeah, currently just loading the underdog account with some money. We are officially broke. Um, Kidding, obviously. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about, how much money you would be willing to spend in a season. Wow. I can't believe a Dylan Harper fan account is coming after us. I think this I just picked. Yeah, in this one I'm not feeling too confident. We started Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, and then we got. This is when the Travis Achan ADP slip was just starting. Fuck. Oh no, I have Chase Brown, so I don't feel that good about that. But yeah, so I decided to take the three running backs. My second receiver is Carnell Tate. I wasn't willing to go down and reach for Marvin Harrison, so I decided to get Jane Daniels. I don't pick again for 14 picks, so that's why I took the QB because I might not even get these two, where these two get pulled up quite a bit. Um, so looking at getting a DK Metcalf, Alec Pierce, Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed, like that's gonna be my third receiver, guaranteed. I need Travis Etienne to be good enough to be in my flex every fucking week. It's not that great of a scenario for me, but we're gonna go ahead and enter in a fast puppy. Um, Let me just reload because I don't think it would get my money wrong. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say if it glitched and somehow gave me a free draft, hey, I'm not gonna be one to complain. But let me just make sure I've loaded in the most recent ADPs here. And yeah, there are some new ADPs. So let me just push the new ADPs in, reload the extension. We're gonna reload this and we'll see if we're still having some bugs here from the baseline ADP. It looks like we are. It definitely looks like we are. kind of unfortunate, but there's not much I can do there. We get pick 8 here. There used to be a time and day where you were able to pretty confidently say that you would get Amon-Ra at this point, while I had Amon-Ra ranked as my 6th best player. In this case, I'm probably going to get one of Jonathan Taylor or Christian McCaffrey here. So as you can see, I've ranked them into the queue, but we'll see exactly how other people are thinking in this one. All right, Puka at 4. Christian goes. All right, so we get Jonathan Taylor in this one. Now, I haven't gotten 8 since Jonathan Taylor has projected fall to 8. So, yeah. There's a point in time where I was taking CeeDee Lamb at 8 and CMC at 9. I decided to move CMC up in my rankings above CeeDee Lamb just because, you know, if I'm going to discount CMC because of his injury issues, I should discount CeeDee Lamb for his issues of a crowded receiver room. Sorry, this is the best I can do to keep my house quiet. My house is just overly loud and there's literally nothing I can do about it. So we're most likely going to get another one of the elite running backs here where I'm okay with taking either of Chase Brown or Devon Achane here. Obviously, Devon Achane is one of my favorite running backs in this situation. If in the drafts that I've taken Jonathan Taylor in, have I even taken one of these guys before? I've taken Chase Brown before, and Devon Achane goes. There's no way I'm reaching up here. I could take AJ Brown. Here it wouldn't be the biggest reach in the world, but I'd rather just stick to it. They're different drafts, so while it is an overexposed team, it's different drafts. It's not the worst thing in the world. I had Jonathan Taylor on one of my biggest redraft leagues this past year. It was a tumultuating experience, to say the least, but definitely interesting. I've been seeing Henry fall more and more, where I've been seeing AJ Brown, Drake London go ahead of him. We don't see it in this one, but could be seeing a Derrick Henry correction very soon. Derrick Henry was going over here earlier. I'm very glad that he's going down because honestly, I want to be able to take him if he's going at the range of Ja'Marr Chase, which I think is where I have him actually ranked. Let's go ahead and take, oh, whoops. Let's take a look here. See where I actually have Derrick Henry ranked. I have him ranked at 23. So I have him ranked here in the only situation that I'm taking him is with Bijan. That makes about sense, honestly. The only thing here is that I wouldn't really want to opt for the 2 running back pick. I would really like to see him go at this 2-3 turn because that's where I'm seeing Jeremiah Love, and I think that Jeremiah Love is a better running back in 2026 than Derrick Henry in fantasy football. Yeah, in 2026 and in fantasy football. Those are the very important constrictions that I need to place here. And they're very applicable to specific situation. Now I'm going to learn from the draft that I'm currently in, where I'm struggling to do anything after I've taken Travis Achan in my top um, few picks. Again, I don't believe that his fall from grace is honestly worth talking about. Audric Estime, who was on the team before, didn't have any issues um, when he was starting. Devin Neal, these are players that were getting good fantasy points when Alvin Kamara was available. We're just gonna go ahead and take Chris Olave here. While I don't even think I have Chris Olave, I do actually have Chris Olave ranked right ahead of Kyren, which is quite surprising, all things considered, because I am viewing this Rams offense super highly and have way too much Kyren. But so I was gonna regardless take him, but let's go ahead and go up here where Kyren Williams is our third most invested into player. It's not the best experience here. Where I've taken him in 12 drafts. Obviously, Amon-Ra, I'd be taking a lot, but yeah. All right, the idea here is to take one of the receivers, obviously. As you can see in my rankings, I have a pretty, solid take on who I think the best receivers are. What you won't see in my rankings is the updated rise that Jalen Waddle has had. I've thought that Jalen Waddle is better than Ladd McConkey and everyone that comes after him. And I see that he's finally in that range where you can kind of go ahead and skip to him. Now, I may not do that here because Ladd going at 41, it may not be. Okay, so we don't get that opportunity. Ladd goes. Garrett Wilson is gone. I'm not taking Malik Neighbors over Jalen Waddle, now that Jalen Waddle is applicable here. And what I'm going to do is live go ahead and update my rankings so that I can move Waddle up here to be where I actually think that he should go. I'm going to move Neighbors down because I think every week we find out he's more and more cooked. And I'll move Ladd McConkey up a tier to signify that difference there. As you can see, Javonte's the big faller here. Not big. We're not at 10 yet where I can say, like, it's massive. You know what else is massive? But someone just went over and skipped. These two just went over and skipped two running backs. Now they skipped over Javonte Williams for a man who's about to go to jail for beating his girlfriend. There we go. Pick 45 takes Javonte Williams. Was it a CD team? Sorry, not a CD team. Not even a George Pickens team. Must have missed something with Javonte in the news. I have a bunch of randoms in my mentions talking about some players. Yeah. Obviously, everyone knows about the Madden curse. Madden curse is super well known. 2K, pretty similar. Now I have the wide receiver one on two different offenses. One that's projected to be better. One that was the number one overall seed last year, projected out to be lower than it actually performed, and is now projecting to be lower again than it was in the previous season. However, that is due to a very fair regression that they may not be winning as many one-score games. Here, I should have Carnell Tate as my highest ranked receiver. I do. Honestly, I just don't think that Christian Watson is worth that money. And the way that the Packers have consistently shown that they play, I don't think that Christian Watson should have gotten paid that much. Don't get me wrong, he did great things for me in fantasy last year if he continues to be that deep shot receiver. I don't think that you can get him on the way back, but there is also more of a probability that I'm getting him on the way back than Carnell Tate, where I feel like if I let him walk here, you see him gone between 58 to 63 almost 100% of the time, where I've gotten Christian Watson at 65 before. Obviously, in this one, not going to be the case. We don't have any opportunities to take the elite quarterback, as Jackson and Daniels are both gone. Obviously not going to take Jordan Tyson, given that we're already betting on Chris Olave. We're going to not hope. I feel like that's not the nicest way to put it. We'll take Brian Thomas Jr. to be our wide receiver 4 in this offense and aim towards getting a Trevor Lawrence on the way back. Either here in the 7th or in the early 8th. The issue with waiting till the early 8th is I'm assuming that the Parker Washington team may... Actually, the Parker Washington team is going to take him after, so... But yeah, we've gone 4 straight receivers now. If we see the George Pickens team bring up Dak to 74, may look like we have to take him. If we see the Herbert team, McConkey is here at 40, so we don't have too much to worry about here. But overall, not too bad. Jordan Tyson is my highest ranked player right now, who is still not gone. Parker Washington before Jordan Tyson is insanity. If I was this team here, and I would never take Tony. Oh, I guess having the 2 running backs when you have 4 receivers. Your first 2 picks were receivers. You're kind of underweight on running back. That's fair. You were probably hoping for Daniels to slide a little bit. Doesn't happen. Here, I would assume they go Marvin Harrison. So I think that people are getting scared away from Jordan Tyson because of the injury reports in training camp. Now, I think that I should also probably lower Jordan Tyson, but I'm not going to significantly lower him because these injury concerns were kind of priced in when we heard about Jordan Tyson initially. And we're just going to put him behind Jadarian Price. Now, if there's a possibility that I get him at 80, which I feel should not be likely, that would be great to see. But Quentin Johnston goes off. Oh, man. Like, all of these teams should be salivating at... Okay. I mean, this guy is probably extremely happy. He took Burrow without Chase. That's interesting. I was going to say, did Chase fall in this one? I don't like taking Joe Burrow without Jamar Chase. That dude is too injury prone for me to be taking him at his price without getting that. We see Trey McBride, Tyler Warren, and unstacked Justin Herbert on the CMC team with 3 running backs, 1 receiver. You got the full tight end room already. I'm not too sure how much I like that guy's team. 0 QBs, 5 running backs, 6 running backs. Oh man, I was willing to take a running back here too. We'll take Tucker Kraft here, where we can probably get... Ooh, we can't. Is that a bad pick? I'm assuming because literally all 4 of these teams after me have taken a quarterback, they're not going to be stupid and double up here, especially since all of them would be taking him unstacked. But you never know. This is probably the CD team. CD Lamb team takes Dak Prescott. That makes sense. What I wouldn't see is any of these teams taking Trevor Lawrence. This is the kind of gamble that I feel like you have to make in these kind of situations where you don't want to be reaching on a quarterback that may not actually be as good. I think the main thing about Trevor Lawrence is that he is playing in Jordan Love's a wet dream, basically. He has the Packers receiving room if the Packers receivers were all as good as Christian Watson got paid to be. You know, these are all very talented guys that are and should be making premium money. Like, I would not hate on Parker Washington as a player as much, and we do get Trevor Lawrence here. If it weren't for the fact that he was in a receiving room with not just one better wide receiver, not 2 better wide receivers, but even a better tight end there. It makes it very difficult to draft a guy like that. So, but yeah, for instance, Parker Washington would be going pretty fairly at his price at 68 if he was on the Packers. And if Jordan Love had Trevor Lawrence's receiving room. Like, if you put Jordan Love on the Jags, Jordan Love could be going up here at like 65. He would be QB 3, 4, 5 to me, ahead of Caleb, ahead of Burrow for sure, ahead of Hurts, potentially ahead of Jaden because we'll see what happens with the rushing offense on this. It may just be such a pass happy offense if they don't make the running back trade, and we see that what's his name? Josh Jacobs can't play anymore. But yeah, Mahomes worthy stack goes at the 8-9 turn. Super confused with this team at 7 is doing here. There's a lot of running backs off the boards here. So while I went running back to start off, and I feel pretty confident about my starters, I do have a full starting lineup that I would put in every week. What I'll do here is I'll wait on getting a Bo Nix and probably pick up someone else along the line. And then after that, if I do not get Bo Nix, I will potentially take Brock Purdy. This is one of the few situations that I'll take J.K. Dobbins here, where he has fallen 5 picks beyond ADP. Yeah, if you look at Dobbins here, let's look at the Nuggets, not the Nuggets, the Broncos. J.K. Dobbins is honestly not the worst player as far as rushing yards, yards per game. He's a very efficient runner, gets a lot of rushing yards. The issue is he's not having the touchdown upside, and he has 0 receiving upside, and he may be playing in a split backfield. Regardless of how productive he can be when he is healthy, which again is a big if, it is the big stopper in his career progression thus far as an NFL player. It is a very fair question to ask. Will you be paying for him at a right price? And frankly, I have no idea. The team at 11 paid a premium for Jared Goff. Very curious on that one. Alright, none of the other quarterbacks go, and while I would love to take Jackson Dart, I'm going to take my stack quarterback here with Bo Nix. As I also picked up J.K. Dobbins again. As I just mentioned, J.K. Dobbins gets none of the receiving output, but if there's ever a rushing touchdown, it is going to be J.K. Dobbins who receives the rushing touchdown. So this is kind of like my backup plan if my main plan doesn't work out on this team, which generally speaking, if your main plan doesn't work out on your team is cooked. But if my main plan doesn't work out on this team, we're going for the Denver Broncos overall scoring offense to break the projections that they have currently. This round we see a lot of QBs go off, which is kind of nice because I don't really want to take a QB for a while. I'm looking to take someone like Cam Ward to pair up with Cornell Tate or maybe Tyler Shuck later on, QB 20. Actually, I think Tyler Shuck would be going... Yeah, Tyler Shuck goes before. I can't even take him. But I'm feeling pretty well set up here. Taking Tucker Kraft, who is not the premium, not the mid-tier where we're going Laporta onwards. I think that Tucker Kraft is the points per game PPG warrior here, where he's probably one of the best behind Trey McBride and Brock Bowers here points per game. The issue is that he's coming off the ACL. That's why you have the massive discount. But taking Tucker Kraft here has the insane upside shot, and otherwise he's a complete 0. But again, at this point, given my draft, I had 4 receivers I liked. I had 2 running backs I liked. So I had a full starting lineup aside from tight end. Real quick, let's make a pick. Never taking Shakir here. Let's look at who I have highest ranked here. Andrews is my highest ranked, and Coker comes after Shakir. What I will do is I'm just gonna take Coker with the upside that I have another QB pick down the line. That's mainly the reason that I'm taking Coker ever. It's more that I would like to take the final QB in Bryce Young. Where, let me finish my previous thought, which was talking about why I drafted Tucker Kraft. So Tucker Kraft, again, like, if Tucker Kraft is going to be good again, it's worth the upside shot where you have a tight end that is probably going to be better than Colston Loveland with less real receivers in the realm, where you can see that in the realm where Colston Loveland is being picked in the rounds 4 and 5, 3 Chicago Bears receiving options are going, versus in rounds 4 and 5 you have one um, receiving option for the Packers. Tucker Kraft is listed as the second best there, so you can see a lot more from what should be as good, if not maybe a better offense here from the Packers. Now we get Mark Andrews at a discount where he was able to be picked last round. We're getting him at over a 10 ADP pick discount here, which I wasn't really looking to draft tight end here, but given that I was able to get him at such a cheap price, I'll take it. Again, this team opted for Brenton Strange, Hunter Henry here over Mark Andrews. While I don't think Mark Andrews is really great and he can have a lot of zeros, given that we already have a strong tight end, Mark Andrews is that perfect filler tight end where he'll have these huge spike weeks where he gets the 2 touchdowns. Again, I don't think he's really good, but his connection with Lamar Jackson is just unspeakably good. Where Isaiah Likely was just a nothing. They also traded him away, which means that all the reps that he was getting is now going straight to Andrews again. Maybe he has the possibility to be the Mark Andrews of old, but more than likely he won't be. But I think he's priced in there for that kind of spin. We already are feeling pretty solid at most positions. Honestly, this may be one of my favorite puppy drafts. Mm, Receiving room is all right. I'm not gonna say it's great. I feel like for the most part it's hits, but we'll see how this goes. We see a huge run on tight ends, which is nice. I don't really want to consider a tight end till maybe even the very last round, where we have Bo Nix. We can consider taking Evan Ingram. Um, yeah. Now again, a lot of the reason that Brian Thomas Jr. wasn't performing was because one, Trevor Lawrence was a little bit inconsistent, and two, he was a little bit injured last year. We'll see if the consistency from receiving balls from Trevor Lawrence will go up this season. Now we have the stack. We don't have a real stack here. Okay. So I'm going to believe here he is my highest ranked player. I would like to get one of these guys on the way back, but I don't think I'm going to get him. Damn, Ryan Fournette is up to 160. We go to wide receivers. Average drafted at 180. His ADP is not 224. Oh, my entire thing is glitched. I need to go ahead and make some updates on my dashboard, but I haven't touched it in a while, basically. So I guess I should go ahead and do that, but definitely not my average pick here. So we don't get either of the guys. What I will do is I'll take Bryce Young. Oh. That was really awkward. Wasn't our pick. Now it is. We take Bryce Young. We have the 3 quarterbacks that we feel good about. I'm going to want to take a couple more running backs. We may even have pushed ourselves to getting 6. I don't think the assistant will say that. It won't, but I may just do it. I feel like we have very strong QB room. Oh my god, Mendoza at Mendoza to the team at 11. This team has Genty, I'm assuming? Genty, so they take Mendoza, but I feel like you would have got him here. Did you not have? Is ADP not like in the late 170s? $175, so I guess there's the risk you don't get it, but is he really that valuable to you there? Where I know that Genty has a receiving role, but that's mainly because there's no other receivers. It's not some sort of excellent pass catching back. This guy has 3 QBs, 3 tight ends, and 3 running backs. Very well balanced. He's taking 3 tight ends I just don't like, though. Kittle coming off the Achilles. Gadsden, who has the increased target competition, where you may have lost Keenan Allen, but you brought in another tight end. And Hawkinson, who had a down year, has a bad quarterback situation, and is in a stacked receiving room, which got even more stacked where they replaced Jalen Nailor for Jauan Jennings. Who, I guess Jalen Nailor is wide receiver 1 in his offense, and he's going 4 picks before Jennings in this one. And I think they're ranked back-to-back in ADP. Jauan Jennings is the 3rd receiver in a bad offense. It's kind of crazy to me that that's the situation. Where is the next running back? Sean Tucker. Now, we can probably get him later. Worst case, we can get Emmett Johnson afterwards. I don't want to go ahead and reach for one, considering that we have the people after us all have 5 running backs, 4 running backs, 4 running backs, 4 running backs. So we should be good there. Where we can take a No, I'm just gonna take Tucker. There's nobody here where I feel good enough about taking them right now. If Dulcich makes it back to us, I'll take him, but otherwise I'm not tripping about not having a tight end. I can take Cade Otton and Terrence Ferguson very easily here. But I may just want to build up a little bit at running back where I don't feel as good about that position. Obviously, we see that nobody takes a running back right now, but we don't know if that means anything considering that we took the earliest available running back. And yeah, this guy goes ahead and gets Mike Washington. Again, this team loves the Las Vegas Raiders, where he also has Jalen Nailor. He's just hoping that the Raiders do well. He has a few other players, but Raiders do well, and Brock Bowers' injury persists. We get Dulcich here at 185. This is the peak area where I like getting him. Let's see what we got when we look at tight ends. Okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, I don't like. Why is Dejon Stribling listed at 240 at ADP? I think my ADP parser is just wrong. Because Jamar Chase's ADP is not 6. Did he get doubled or something? Like, what the fuck is this? I must be reading the wrong websites. But yeah, tight end wise, like, where's my average drafted for Dulcich? Where it's at 188.4. We just took him at 185. He's going as 177.6. There's a point where he got really expensive, and I was like, okay, I'm probably never going to draft this guy again. Right now, still feel great about drafting him. I'm going to take a running back, then a receiver, and then we're going to be pretty much solid. Or a receiver and then a running back. I feel great about this draft. I really want to get into another one. But no, it's 10 p.m. I'm fucking boiling in my room right now. So, we're just not going to do that. Lloyd going at 191 is insane. He was going at 210, 211. Like, let me look at my average drafted for Marshawn Lloyd. $212. I think he's up there in ADP now where you need to start like looking at him seriously. His ADP is now 195. Wow. We want to take the receiver here. We're not going to take Pat Bryant, even though he's highlighted here. We're going to take Ted Hurst, who has the potential to be a real wide receiver too in this offense. We already have one of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so why not take another? And then running back wise, is there anyone useful here for us? No, so we don't have any stacks here. Who's the Carolina third running back? Trevor Etienne. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? Trevor Etienne. He's more of a special teams player, so I don't really want to do that. What I'll do is I'll take Damon Claiborne on this team. Or, ooh, he has the bye conflict. Where I have two running backs with a week 10 bye, and Damon Claiborne has the week 6 bye, so that's okay. Kalen Black goes in this one. Interesting. Damon Claiborne is going to be our pick. And we project out very well, I think, in this draft. Where, yeah, 29, 28. Very strong projections. But, yeah. Honestly, hate to be that guy that ends these streams, like, earlier than once these drafts finish. Oh, look at Ayuk going at 211. Fuck this guy. Fucking asshole. Yeah, I hate to be that guy, but I'm probably gonna end this stream here. Mainly because it is heated in my room and I need to turn this AC on. So, wow, we see Mariota taken here. This guy does not believe that Jane Daniels is gonna be healthy. But, yeah. Shout